new country, new people, everything new. Everything I knew was I have to live it.
I was actually very concerned if I was going to fit in with them or not.
When I came here, I didn't speak English at all. Like, I knew some basic stuff, but I couldn't like have a conversation.
Last year, our students kind of proposed this new program, the ENL Ambassadors Club. They felt that there were a lot of students that when they came to this country, they had a hard time adjusting. Students were friendly, but maybe they didn't know where to go for, where lunch was or how the school procedures are. And we don't always have time. Sometimes they come in the middle of the year, and so when they're coming a month in, 2 months in the school year, they kind of forget what is it like to be new again. So maybe they forget, oh, you don't know where the bathrooms are, or just the practical stuff. And so they kind of get a little lost, and that's what our students had identified. They identified that this was an area that our school was a little bit lacking, and so they proposed this program, having that experience themselves.
It can be scary. Like, this is a really big institution. You can get lost, and you can be afraid to ask somebody because you don't know how to approach them, and you don't know if they're going to understand what you're saying. It's scary.
It's basically to help new students, as most of the ENL students were, to make this transition between the school, like between your background, where like your old schools, like your old culture, to this new culture, new school, new everything, make it easier.
We show them around, we give them information that they need, because when you get here, nobody really tells you anything. You have to find out by yourself, and that's scary enough, but then add to that the fact that you don't know how to approach people, or like you are afraid because you don't know if they speak Spanish or your same language or not.
Everyone was amazing, was like helping me because they knew that I was new, the new things, the whole new world I'm discovering in that moment. So they said, oh, we're gonna help him to find his classes, how to use the locker.
This girl named Luz, she gave me the tour around the school. She showed me the lockers, the cafeteria. And like, since she's Dominican, like she showed me like the older kids that were Dominicans, Ecuadorians, and I was like, oh, I think like I can work with this.
We tell them, listen, if you need help, there's always somebody there for you. And we show them the clubs, we show them some teachers that they can go to if they need help. We show them the student center.
You have to learn how things work here, but with all these people trying to do the same thing that you do. I feel like that helps. That make you feel less uncomfortable with all this transition. It makes it easier.
We've got some finances from the grant, and so that's enabled us to do activities like paint pumpkins, for example, in October. A lot of our students might not have that experience to go on nature walks and have apple cider. A lot of my students haven't tried apple cider. So it's little things like that to kind of encourage them to get involved after school.
I got to meet other ENL students, not from my same grade, but like from the same ENL program, and you kind of realize that we're not that different. Franco created this club, and I feel like this is really helping a lot of students to meet other ENL students. And I'm telling you, if they meet someone that they like, they can stick together and work together and get better together.
We want to be like a support of that people, that they don't feel that they are alone, they don't feel that these new things are, to feel afraid of things, to not participate in things because they are afraid.
It's really nice to see them oh, so there's a club like this, you think I can join? And I tell them, of course, the fact that you just got here doesn't mean that you can't join anything or you can't play a sport. You can do anything that other Main Street class, English speaking student can do.
They makes you feel like you belong somewhere, that you're not alone and that they went through the same thing you're going through. So it is like, if they went through the same thing and they're helping me, I can do it.
The program, as a whole, they gave me the strength to keep going, and they told me there's more out there. If you're struggling right now, you can be more at some point. So don't give up and don't kind of give up on learning and then just stay here, because we are here to help you move on.